Hi guys, after a long time back to the animal diversity lecture series, and today we are going to discuss the platyhelminthes. Okay, so we have all studied about the lower organisms, that was sponges and Coelenterata, Ctenophora, and we have studied like most of the marine animals. Okay, now it's time to study some parasitic organisms. So what happens, guys? Helminth is a term. Helminth. You all know helminth. Sometimes you have encountered the word helminth. So all the three like successive like kind of phylums are helminths. Helminths means worm. Okay. Helminths refers to the worm. And now the worm can be like kind of worm which are found in the seas or river or anything. But at the same time, worms can be internal worms also, like endoworms you can think of, like some parasites which are like resident of our gut can be also worm. So guys, these worms which are residing at the ectocyte, ectocyte means at the dermal layer or the superficial part, and some are in the endocyte, means endoderm. So these endocytes are flukes. So guys, flukes, you have encountered the word fluke. So fluke is the organism that is residing actually the internal organs of the animals, other animal. Okay, and ectocytes are the simple common worms, external worms. So guys, these two terms are why I am telling these things in the class, because in the preceding like kind of things we have studied about the marine animals which are small and they have not the symmetry. But now what happens in the worms, you will find a bilateral symmetrical organization. And the platyhelminthes, nemathelminthes and annelida, these all are kind of worm. Worm are those organisms which have a cylindrical or a kind of elongated body. Okay, so they are called the worms. Flukes are internal worms and worms are sometimes the ectoworm also. So now study the platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes is the fourth phylum of the kingdom Animalia, and these are derived from the platy. Platy means plate. You all have seen the plate. This is the general way to remember the body structure of the organism. And helminths I have all told about. So plate means, what is the characteristic feature of a plate? Plate means flat. So flat is the thing that is the characteristic of plate, and so does the animal have. So flat worms is the second name of the organism, that is a flat worm. Platy say flat and helminth say worm. So guys, now what is the characteristic feature of the organism? How they are taxonomically important, the main important thing. So guys, these organisms has the first characteristic of that it has the flattened body. Now the thing is, flattened can be of two types. First is the dorsoventrally flattened or DV flattened, or can be anterior-posteriorly flattened. Now I'll give you the example of anterior-posteriorly flattened organism and the dorsoventrally flattened organism. Dorsoventrally flattened organisms are those organisms which have the body like kind of, suppose your dorsal is the back, okay, and ventral is the stomach wala part. So guys, suppose that something happens and you just shrinks dorsoventrally, then it is called the dorsoventrally flattened. And suppose what does this, a crane comes and upar se girta hai, then what happens, your height will shorten and that will be just below your leg, then it will is called the anterior posteriorly flattened. So कहते हैं क्रेन गिर गया, क्रेन गिरेगा तो क्या होगा, that will be anterior posteriorly flattened. और suppose something जिसमें तुम ट्रैप हो गए, okay, दरवाजे में, तो that will be your dorsoventrally flattened. So guys, these two type of flat organisms are found in the animal kingdom. Now the second important characteristic is the bilateral symmetrical organism. These are, so bilateral symmetry is the main organism. The organism is divided into two parts based on the configuration. Okay. The third important thing is they are triploblastic organism. Till now we have studied that all the organisms are diploblastic. They have the like kind of ectoderm and endoderm, and in between there is a mesoglea. But now here you will find a very good example of triploblast. So platyhelminthes are the first triploblastic organism, very important. So please note this. So guys, this class is very important for the ICMR JRF and CSIR JRF aspirants and DBT JRF aspirants also, and GATE Excel basically. So guys, please do carefully. And we are going to study many organisms which are like kind of parasite, and sometimes what happens, the common names are asked. Suppose they will ask to match that which of the following are the blood flow. So if you don't know the schistosoma, then that will be very much kind of hectic thing. So guys, now the organisms are triploblastic, bilateral symmetrical, flat-end, unsegmented. But in some organisms there are kind of false segmentation found. So pseudo-segmentation is the word for false segmentation. So guys, pseudo-segmentation, and in only case of cestoda. Cestoda, what is this? This is a class. We will discuss it in detail. Okay. So guys, now the platyhelminthes. Where do you find the platyhelminthes? The flatworms. Flatworms are cosmopolitan. They can be found anywhere, and the important thing is that they are free living, both in freshwater and marine, and it can be also the parasites. So शरीर के अंदर भी है, शरीर के बाहर भी है. Okay. So guys, the important thing here is that these are basically the parasites में internal parasites or endoparasites. Okay. Now guys, the important thing here is the platyhelminthes में आप बात करेंगे डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम का. ओके. सो डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम में इट हैज सिंपल माउथ and alimentary canal, but not all the organism has the alimentary canal. The second lecture will be on the adaptation of the helminths, which are parasites. So please go into I'll discuss it in detail. Sometimes what happens, suppose if there is an organism and it has to be a parasite in the animal, then it should like kind of lessen their function. Lessen their function se mean कि they will adopt your system. Suppose if you are a host and you have the Ascaris as the parasite, then what happens? Ascaris will take over your machinery, take over your function. So they have to cut down the functions of their own. So what this is the case with the digestive system here. So there will be no digestive system in case of cestoda or any parasite, but there will be mouth, pharynx, and alimentary canal in case of the other two, which I will discuss in detail. So guys, now about the respiration, there is no respiration. So what happens? There is a flat body, so increased surface area, and the increase in surface area will lead to the respiration through diffusion from the body. So what happens? Here is the triploblastic organism. So main important thing here is the parenchymatous tissue or parenchyma. So guys, parenchyma is a connective tissue. It is a connective tissue. Please note down, connective tissue. And what happens? It has a role in transport. So circulation and respiration, they both will be done by the parenchyma. So no respiration, no proper circulation in the organism. Digestive system in some of the classes, but excluding cestoda. Excluding cestoda. Please remember it. Okay. Now about the skeletal system. So there will be no skeletal system. These are nose. Okay. There will be no skeletal system. No endoskeleton or exoskeleton are found on the body. Okay, guys. So now what happens? Suppose these are the organisms which has to be residing in the organism or can be free living also. So what are the adaptations that they can do for the reproduction? For reproduction, there is a different modes. Okay. First, it is the internal fertilization. चाहे वो marine हो या fresh water हो या फिर वो parasite हो, they will have the internal fertilization. But indirect development, what does the indirect development means? Means that they should go, मतलब कि अगर ये suppose कि zygote है and this is your suppose fetus, तो इसके बीच में देयर विल बी गैप ऑफ लार्वा, सो इट इज कॉल्ड द इनडायरेक्ट डेवलपमेंट. जहां पे कि डायरेक्ट डेवलपमेंट नहीं हुआ, दे शुड कम टू द लार्वा एंड देन विल गो टू द फीटस स्टेज. ओके, so guys, they will have the internal fertilization and cestoda. This cestoda, first of all, these are the hermaphrodite organism. Hermaphrodites se mean, but not all, the most of the organisms are hermaphrodite. That means that the testes and ovary are in the same body. So testes, if found, will be 1 to 3, but ovary will be only one. Ovary will be one, testes and ovary will be only one. Please note down like properly because I am just writing here and there. So guys, what happens? There will be self fertilization and cross fertilization both. Self fertilization means कि if suppose they are the like hermaphrodite animal, then what should be the barrier? Barrier will be suppose kind of कि जो उसका टेस्टिस है पहले वो मैच्योर हो गया, ठीक है, या फिर ओवरी बाद में पहले मैच्योर हो गया. बट हियर सब क्या होता है कि ये दोनों थिंग्स आर maturing at the same time, so they will have the self fertilization also, cross fertilization also and self fertilization also. So these two are found. Self fertilization will be mostly found in the cestoda. We will study how they are found, and cross fertilization basically in the other two, that is Turbellaria and Trematoda. Okay, so guys, these three are the classes of the organism. We'll study in detail about those things. Okay, now suppose for locomotion, what will they have? They have for locomotion cilia, but not in all organisms, because cilia has to be reduced in the parasitic form. So cilia on the epithelial surface will be the one thing which will be for locomotion, but no locomotory organs are found in the parasites because they have to host the organism, they have to host the kind of organism, another organism, so they have to be reduced. Locomotory organ, no locomotory organ are found, but instead of cuticles are found. Cuticles are what? Slimy chemical which will help it in sliding. Okay, so cuticles are found. This is slimy layer, cilia, and epithelial surface पे epithelial cells are syncytial cells. Okay, please remember it. Sometimes these are asked. Syncytial epithelium is found. So what happens? Locomotion we have discussed, reproduction discussed, digestive system discussed, respiration no, circulation no, skeletal system no. Okay, everything we have discussed till now. So let's move toward the classification. Okay, so guys, about classification, I have told that there are three classes, okay, of the phylum Platyhelminthes. Now compare all these three kind of classes. So best way to study classification is that you have to make difference between the classification. So classification is not on the single basis. There are different bases of classification, hooks and suckers, and like kind of habitat. Everything is considered in the classification of Platyhelminthes. So let's do it, and let's think what are the things that should be considered. So first is the Turbellaria. I think font is very Turbellaria, Trematoda, and the Cestoda. Okay, the most developed is the Cestoda, and primitives are the Turbellaria. So guys, here you will see the asexual reproduction. This is the main class, and the main member of this Turbellaria is the Planaria, okay, and Dugacea. These two are the organisms of the Turbellaria classes. So these are the classes of Platyhelminthes. Here, the three important things which you should remember are the schistosoma, okay, paragonium, and the third one will be the most important is fasciola hepatica. Okay, fasciola has different species, so fasciola. So guys, there is a term which can be asked in the examination, that is the fasciolapsis. What is this fasciolapsis? Anyone? So fasciolapsis is actually the parasitic condition of any organism, any fluke, if residing in the gut, then it is called the fasciolapsis, not only the fasciola. So fasciolapsis is a general term for any kind of endoparasite residing in the gut. Endoparasitic condition in the alimentary canal is the fasciolapsis. So guys, now the main important thing here asked is what are these things? So these are actually called the blood fluke. Very important, please note down the common name. Blood fluke, paragonium, lung fluke, and the fasciola, liver fluke. Fasciola hepatica. So guys, schistosoma we will study in detail about the life cycle and all. Fasciola we will discuss, and the Taenia solium. So guys, here the member are Echinococcus, Taenia solium, and Taenia saginata. So guys, please remember, these all are, this is called the tapeworm family. Tapeworm family. Cestoda, crestos. Cestoda is derived from the worm word crest. Cesta and oda. So cesta means the tape. Tape like means the false segmentation, you can say it. Cesta means. So tapeworm family, fluke family, the fluke class, and these are the general class. Here anything can be found. So guys, we will discuss about the Taenia solium, schistosoma, and fasciola in the successive classes, successive lectures actually, about the life cycle and about the organization and the animal structure, everything. So guys, here Echinococcus is called the dog tapeworm. These can be asked many times in the like ICMR, JRF, CSIR, JRF, and everything for matching type questions. Okay, so please remember it. The Taenia solium, everyone knows, is the tapeworm, common tapeworm. Okay. Taenia sagignata, human tapeworm. Taenia sagignata is the cattle or tapeworm found in the buffaloes. Okay. So guys, these are the smallest tapeworm and these are the largest tapeworm. Please remember it. Smallest and largest. So now compare the different details. Okay. About the habitat. About habitat. First, it is the free living, can be both freshwater or marine. But the important thing here is there is no parasite in this class, Carvelaria. And the second class is the class of ecto and endoparasites. So here ecto and endoparasites both are found. Okay. But here you will find only the endoparasites. The worms which are here will be only residing in the alimentary canal or gut of the vertebrate. This is the main characteristic on which the organisms are classified. Okay. So let's do it guys now. There is cuticle will be there. No, because there are no parasites. Parasites में cuticle होंगे. And अब बात करेंगे ciliated. Sorry, यहाँ पे cuticle. They are parasites, obviously yes. They are also parasites, obviously. Yeah, yes. Cuticles are for protection. They actually protect the organism from the external environment. Suppose आपके gut में रह रहा है, there will be HCl, there will be bile, which will be like acidic or basic in nature. So cuticle provides protection from your environment, from the host environment. Okay. Now epithelial cells with cilia, ciliated epithelial cell, you can say ciliated epithelial cell will be here. Yes. Why? Because they have to move. They are not the parasites. They have to move in the fresh water or the marine water. But here there will be no ciliated epithelium. Here also will be no ciliated epithelium. Any problem? No. Now alimentary canal में here there will be everything. Mouth होंगे, pharynx होंगे, and proper intestine वगैरह भी present. Now the important thing here is the pharynx will be protruding. Protruding मतलब pharynx is just coming out of the mouth. So this is the main important feature of the Trabellaria, that they have the protruding pharynx. Now here there is no kind of these digestive system, but they have sometimes the suckers. Note that suckers, spines, thorns and hooks. These all are different structures which are found for the protection or defense, you can say, in the platyhelminthes. So suckers are actually larger organ. Okay, suppose a liver fluke or kind of best example is leech. Okay, that is another organism from the Annelida. But suppose leech, suppose leech, you go in the garden and just see that suppose leech, what happens? The leech comes and just hold you. The circular organ from which they are holding your body is the main suckers. Suckers are circular in structure and they have different hooks. Okay, but suckers only are found here, no hooks. Suckers are only found here, and here suckers and hooks both. Thorns and spines both are kind of a nail-like structure, pin-like structure. So now guys, what happens about the segmented body? Here there will be no segmentation, unsegmented body. Here also unsegmented body. But here you will find the segmentation, and that will be the false segmentation. We will discuss it in detail about the tinea solium. So what happens here? There is a proglottids. Proglottids. So what is proglottids? Proglottids are independent kind of structure which just stacks over each other and form the organism. So proglottid is a kind of segment in the body, and it has independent nature. So it will have the testes and ovaries of itself. So what happens? You all know the organism is hermaphrodite. So here they are hermaphrodite. Proper hermaphrodite condition is found here. That is, they are bisexual. Okay. But here you will find some organisms which are unisexual. Example is Schistosoma. Some unisexual organism, but they are hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite they are, but some organisms are what? Unisexual. Only some organisms. But here you will find the proper hermaphrodite again. Hermaphrodite again. So what about the nervous system and the excretory system? So let's do something over the nervous system and excretory system. So excretory system, very important here again is to remember that they have the protonephridia. Okay, protonephridia with flame cells are found in the organism. So protonephridia, excretory system by protonephridia in all the organism, all the classes, protonephridia is found. with the flame cells. So protonephridia will be 1 to 3 in number. Now about the nervous system, very important. So guys, these are the first organism where a kind of brain is found, and that is called the cerebral ganglia. Cerebral ganglia. So about ganglia. Ganglia are the neurons, interneurons basically, mass of interneurons in the brain, and the nerve cord. Nerve cord can be 1 to 3 in number, and there will be a transverse commissures. Transverse commissures, which are found in the, these are actually longitudinal, and transverse commissures will join each of the nerve cord. Okay, suppose if it is a nerve cord 2 in number suppose, then this kind of transverse commissures, this is transverse TC and this is your nerve cord NC. Okay, so transverse commissures and nerve cord form a ladder type structure, so it has called the ladder type nervous system. Ladder means CD. Okay, ladder type nervous system is found in the platyhelminthes. So this is very important guys. Protonephridia with flame cells are found for excretion. This is also very important. Please remember it. This is important. This ladder type is important, and all the comparisons which I have made are very important with examples and the common names. Okay. So guys, I think it is all about the introduction to the platyhelminthes. In the next class, we will discuss about the schistosoma, and in between, I am thinking to take a class on the adaptations in the worms, adaptations in the parasites basically. So I will cover that topic also, and this was all about the platyhelminthes. And happy Raksha Bandhan to you all. And thank you guys. Thank you for showing love. Please like, subscribe, and share the video to the needy ones.